Welcome back to BHM University. I'm Jake with Broadway Home Medical, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing, setup, and review of the Inogen G5 portable oxygen concentrator. So let's get into it. So first thing, when we open the box, you're going to notice that it comes with your owner's booklet. I definitely would make sure and store this in a safe place. Not only does this have instructions on how to operate your machine, also carries warranty information as well, so you'll want to make sure and not lose track of that. The machine is also going to come with a 7-foot nasal cannula. You've got your battery. The machine we have here, this is the standard battery or the 8-cell. One of the nice things about Inogen batteries is you can actually check the charge directly on the battery by pushing down this green button here. And as you can see, we're about half charged. We'll set that aside for now. It comes with a car charger, so you can keep the device charged up while you're on the go. You have a wall charger that comes with it as well. And if we pull this tray out here, we can actually get to the machine. So, and as you can see, the machine comes well packaged and some pretty heavy-duty bubble wrap to protect it while it's in transit. To attach the battery to the concentrator, it's got these little tracks right here. Your battery is just going to slide right in there and lock into place. If you insert the battery correctly, you should hear that audible beep. There is a little film over the top of the machine, so we'll go ahead and pull that off so we can get a good look at the screen. To turn the machine on, you've got your power button here, so we're just going to hold that down for a second and release. And we're going to see the machine boot up here. This machine has 6 settings you can cycle through, and to do that you just have your plus and minus buttons here. And you'll notice as you cycle through on the higher settings, the machine is going to be a little bit louder because it's working harder to produce more oxygen. So for a video here, we're going to bump it back down to 1. You're also going to see there's a little speaker icon here. That's to tell you what volume setting you have it at. To increase or decrease that, there's a little speaker button here we're going to push. And that's going to increase the volume of that alarm. The actual alarm itself, you'll see a little bell icon here to turn that on and off. Just going to hold the little bell button down, and for a second or two and release, and you'll see that X come through. That's to let you know that we've turned off the alarm. And then we have our battery indicator. So right now we're at 39% charged. One of the nice things about Inogen is having that feature built in. Allows you to get more in tune with the actual charge of your concentrator. Some other machines on the market just have little dots that will light up and then deplete as you wear the battery down. Actually showing you the percentage allows you to get a better track of how much charge you actually have, how much time you have before you need to get somewhere to plug in. So we're going to go ahead and power the machine off now. As far as maintenance on the machine goes, you do have 2 gross particle filters, 1 on each side. To remove these, just pull down on that little tab and then pull it out. I always tell people whatever side was facing out, you want to keep that facing down. Just rinse this out with water, let it air dry. You really just want to keep any dust from building up on the screen here to allow the machine to pull air in out of the room to create that oxygen, and just put it back in place. As far as how often you'll want to do that, that's going to depend on how much you're using the machine and also your home environment. So I'd recommend just keeping a good eye on that and making sure that it stays clean. And if you're using this every day, probably bank on having to clean that about once a week. In the box, we also have the carry bag for this. And I do have to say that the G5 does come with one of the nicer carry bags of any P.O.C. that I've ever seen. It's kind of a faux leather material. Actually does have like a little pocket here you can use to store some items in, and has a nice carry handle, and it does also come with a shoulder strap. So, As far as inserting the machine into the bag, you'll notice that on the back of the machine there's this little rectangular cutout. That's so you have good access to the charging port, so you can charge the machine without having to remove it from the bag. So we'll go ahead and get this in the bag here. And then once you have it in the bag, you have this little flap that goes over top, and you got the little carry handle, and you have two little clips or two little spots on the side where you can clip on the shoulder bag if you prefer to carry it over one of your shoulders. So, Inogen also does have an optional backpack that you can purchase that's designed to house the machine. If you find that it's just a little too heavy being over one shoulder, you can get the backpack to store it in, and that way you're dispersing the weight over two shoulders to make it a little easier to carry. Backpack's also pretty convenient because it does have a little small pocket here and a big pocket with a little divided area here, so you can actually carry more items if you want to carry your chargers with you, extra cannulas, extra batteries, that sort of a thing. So, as we mentioned, this machine has the standard battery, which is the 8-cell. Inogen does offer a double battery or a 16-cell battery you can get for it. We happen to have one of those right here. And as you can see, it's just about twice as thick as the standard battery. As far as weight comparison goes, double battery is about 1 pound heavier. So this machine with the standard battery is going to be 4.7 pounds. With the double battery, that's going to make it 5.7 pounds, which is still relatively light for one of these machines. If you are going to have extra batteries, I would definitely recommend looking into picking up an external battery charger. That way you can charge the batteries off the machine. And that is essentially this guy right here. So you're basically going to plug your power supply into the back of the external charger, and then the machine will, the battery will connect to the charger just like so. And then when you go to remove it, just make sure you pull that little button down so you can slide your battery out. Inogen definitely has done a really good job with designing this machine. It is one of the most reliable and dependable machines on the market. One of the nice things about this machine too is most machines, if you have service for the machine, you have to send it back to the manufacturer for repair work. The most common thing to go bad on these machines are your battery, which just over time is going to naturally deplete. And then inside of the machine, there are sieve columns, which actually help filter out the air to produce the oxygen. So the more you use the machine, more frequently those are going to go out. And Inogen has built in a very convenient way to change out your sieve columns. There's basically a little D-ring here inside of the machine. Pull this little clip back, and you can just pop out those sieve columns, insert your new set, and then you're off and going again. So there is a process you have to go to reset the machine when you change those out. We'll cover that in another video. Another neat feature that Inogen has is they have what they call intelligent oxygen delivery built into this machine, which allows you to use the machine 24/7, where most pulse dose machines are not designed for that. There is a caveat to that though. If you are looking to bleed oxygen into your CPAP, this is not the machine for you, because this does only operate on a pulse dose. And what that means is that it only gives you oxygen every time you take a breath. So for you CPAP users out there, you're gonna have to go with a continuous flow portable concentrator if you're looking for something to travel with for your CPAP. Let's see. Oh, how to hook the cannula up. Pretty simple here. You have this little metal barb on top of the machine, and you're going to basically just take the female end of your cannula. And a little trick that I teach people is, instead of just trying to push this down on here, you actually hold that over top and then kind of twist as you're pushing down. That makes that go on a lot easier. Just be careful that you're not twisting up your tubing too much and causing a kink. So, same goes for when it's time to remove and replace your cannula. Just kind of twist and pull up, and it comes off a lot easier than if you're just trying to sit there and shove it on and then yank it off of there. There is a little filter inside of here as well behind the barb. It does require a special wrench. If you can see those two little holes there, there's a special spanner wrench that fits in there, so you can remove this to change that filter. Very unlikely you would ever need to do that. That filter is designed to last for the life of the machine. So if you're in the market for a good portable concentrator, Inogen definitely has a very good option for you here. Comes with an excellent warranty. Inogen themselves is a very reputable company and easy to work with. So definitely take a long look at this one. And I think that about wraps it up. I'm Jake with Broadway Home Medical. We hope you learned something today. If you did, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you next time.